My name is Jim Germann. I am one of the candidates for City Commission. Well, actually, why now? As many people may know, I was the IT director for the city for 22 years, and city policy prevents city employees from running for City Commission. So once I retired in 2024, this is the first election that's come up. And when there was a vacancy, when Mayor Underhill resigned, I was one of the first people to put my resume in for consideration, because I think helping run the city is an important responsibility. I'm not sure what you mean by priorities. I don't have an agenda per se. You know, I'm not running for the City Commission because I want to change the zoning or I want to do this. I don't have a specific purpose other than the fact that I was on staff when the city didn't have any money to do what we needed to do. And now that we're coming out of that by paying off the bonds, I don't want the city to go down the same path. As a former city employee, I know what it's like to hear the public and listen to the complaints about stuff not getting done and not having the money available to fix it. So that's my main reason for running. But Junction City is my hometown. I grew up here. I was gone in the Army for 20 years, but when I decided it was time to retire from the Army, there was no other place but home to come to. So this is my home. Actually, I think in the next 5 to 10 years in Junction City, what I would like to see is, I would like to see that the community come together more. Not that they're not together now, but I think it's one of the strengths about living in the Midwest, and Junction City in particular, is the hometown feeling, right? I think we've lost that a little bit, and I'd like to get it back to where, you know, you help your neighbor out. When you're going in the store, hold the door, be nice, you know. What do they say? It doesn't cost you anything to be nice. But I would like to see more of that in the next 5 to 10 years. I'd also like to see us as the City Commission and city staff be able to come up with a plan that makes it less expensive to live here. Because I think that's a big drawing point for citizens. And one of their big concerns is, hey, my taxes keep going up. I'm sure we can come up with a way of lowering them and still effectively managing the city. I hate to keep beating debt to death, but I think that's one of our biggest problems. We're starting to come out of it, and we are making progress for repairing the things that we couldn't repair in the last 20 years due to lack of funding. However, I think to do it smart, we need to make sure that we have an effective 5, 10, 20-year plan for repairing the streets, for repairing the infrastructure, for increasing quality of life issues, you know, like putting a park on the west side of 77. Right now there aren't any, but I know the staff has been talking about it, but we've got to do it. We've got to work smart. Accurate information coming from the city, not, hey, Joe said they were closing I-70 for good, they were going to reroute it or something, and nothing spreads faster than a rumor. If you have actually, I think hiring you was one of the smarter moves they could do, just for the simple fact that there is with social media and all these different platforms, there is a lot of information out there. I think it's incumbent on the city to be able to focus that information and get it out there so that it's one source of a good defined plan for communicating with the public and being transparent about things that are going on in the city. Hey, we're thinking about putting in a roundabout at 6th and Washington, just for example. Not that we're doing it, it's just, be up front, tell them, hey, this is why we're doing it, this is the reasoning for it, and just be transparent. Even though it may not be happening when when some decisions are made in the city commission meetings, they sometimes present the appearance of good old boy backdoor politics occurring. I would like to see that go away, because I don't think that's good for anybody. I think one of the things that I love about Junction City is our diversity. People don't realize how diverse a community this is. I've lived all over the world, and you get to some predominantly Spanish, some predominantly black, some predominantly white communities, all over the world. One of the strengths about Junction City, and one of the reasons that I love this place, is there's so many different ideas, so many different cultures here. When they talk America's a melting pot, I think Junction City is a prime example of that. Even politically, if you look, we're about a third Republican, about a third Democrat, and about a third independent. So there's different trains of thought there. But I think that is probably Junction City's best strength, or greatest strength, is our diversity. And as a commissioner, I would try to encourage a lot of what people consider the underrepresented community in Junction City to voice your opinions. Let people know what you think. Where they say, the only stupid question is the one that nobody asks. So I just think getting people involved in the process. One of the keys to growth is, I personally think we've lost track of the aim of growth. Growth is not about trying to bring 500 jobs in one shot. To be able to grow the community and to allow us to maintain that hometown feeling, I think we need to grow and look for smaller entities. Instead of shooting for a business that has 500 or 700 new jobs. Not that that's a bad thing, but let's concentrate our efforts on bringing in this business is going to bring 25 new employees. This business is going to bring 30 employees. This is going to bring 50. Granted, they're not home runs and they're not big newsworthy items, but in the long run, if you concentrate on bringing those, you achieve the growth without disturbing the hometown feeling. I think one of the advantages to voting for me is I was a city employee for 22 years. I do know how the city functions, how the departments interact. I've worked with every department, and I know how the budgeting process works. I know the reason we do this, and I just think I have more experience than the other candidates. But in some voters' eyes, that could be a bad thing. Maybe they want change, radical change. And but like I tell everybody, hey, if you don't think that I'm going to do what you consider the best for Junction City, don't vote for me. But if you think that I'm going to make good decisions and try to improve Junction City, I would appreciate your vote.